Famous people. Napoleon Bonaparte. Who was Napoleon Bonaparte? Napoleon Bonaparte was a famous soldier and leader in France. Most people call him Napoleon. He lived about 200 years ago. He led his soldiers in many battles all over Europe. When he won a battle, Napoleon added the countries to France. All of these countries became the French Empire, and Napoleon became the emperor. Napoleon ruled over 70 million people, but later wars ended the empire and his rule. Early years. Napoleon Bonaparte was born on August 15th, 1769. He was born on Corsica. Corsica is a French island close to Italy in the Mediterranean Sea. His mother Maria and his father Carlo named him after his uncle Napoleon. His father was a lawyer. Napoleon was one of 8 children. He was full of energy when he was a young boy, but his mother made sure that he stayed out of trouble. Studies. Napoleon came from a rich family. This meant that he could go to the best schools. His parents sent Napoleon to a Roman Catholic school in France. After this, he went to a school in France where he started to learn to be a soldier. Napoleon spoke Corsican, the language of the island of Corsica. He also spoke French. At the school in France, the other students laughed at Napoleon when he spoke French. They could tell he was from Corsica. More studies. Napoleon liked to read. His teachers said he was good in geography, history, and math. They said he would make a good sailor, but Napoleon wanted to be a soldier. After he was finished at his second school, he went to a school in Paris. This school was the best school in France, where he could learn to be a soldier. He finished 2 years of school in 1 year. He was the first Corsican to finish classes at this famous school. Italy and Austria. France had an army at the border between France and Italy. Napoleon was asked to lead this army. He and his soldiers fought against the Italian soldiers, and Napoleon won. Next, he fought battles in Austria. He won every battle. He was becoming a famous leader. Austria did not want to be ruled by France, so they gave Napoleon northern Italy, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Napoleon also fought against Venice and won. Egypt. At this time, the British Navy was the strongest navy in the world. Napoleon thought that the French Navy needed to be stronger. The British needed Egypt. This area helped the British trade with India. Napoleon took scientists along with him to Egypt. They found many important things in Egypt. Napoleon won battles against the Egyptians, but the British Navy was too strong. They sank almost all of Napoleon's ships. Return to France. Napoleon lost the battle against the British Navy in Egypt, but he had won many other battles. When he returned to France, he was a hero. At this time, people in France were tired of being ruled by a king. They ended his rule, and then France was ruled by a group of people. But the people of France did not like this group. They wanted Napoleon to be the ruler of France. They voted, and he won. More battles. When Napoleon was in Egypt, Austria's army went back to northern Italy. Napoleon took his army to Italy. The first time, it took him 1 year to make the Austrian army leave Italy. This time, it only took him 1 month. Northern Italy became a part of France. Napoleon won more battles against Austria. Austria had to give some of their land to France. After 10 years of war, there was peace in Europe. Emperor Napoleon I. Most French people liked Napoleon, but there were a few who did not like him. Some people even tried to kill Napoleon. Napoleon wanted to be a stronger leader. He thought that if he was a stronger leader, people would not try to kill him. So he decided to make the Empire of France, and he would be the emperor. The people voted. He won. He was now Emperor Napoleon I. Later years. There was peace in Europe for a short time, but then wars began again. Napoleon tried to keep all the land that he had won, but too many countries were now fighting against him. He lost many battles and many countries. Napoleon had to stop being the emperor. He was sent to Elba, an island in the Mediterranean Sea. He escaped and went back to Paris. This time he was sent to St. Helena in the Atlantic Ocean, where he died when he was 51.